This is PPC.ZONE, February 2026, Show Me the Money. I'm your host, Jyll Saskin Gales. Our speaker in the zone today is the Chief Strategy Officer of Optage. He teaches at conferences, universities, and his own training programs. And now he's here on the PPC.ZONE stage to tell us how paid media plus CRM equals performance. Please welcome my friend, Danny Gavin.
Thank you, Jyll. It's awesome to be here. So I recently audited an account spending $10,000 a month on Google Ads. On paper, everything looked great. 200 leads per month, which is a respectable cost per lead. But when I looked at their CRM, the reality was brutal. Only 12 of those 200 leads were actually qualified. 12! That's a 6% qualification rate. But here's where it gets worse. Of those 12 qualified leads, only 3 of them closed. And all 3 came from one campaign that they were about to shut down because it had the highest cost per lead. They were optimizing on the completely wrong metric. And this isn't an outlier. I see this pattern in many of the accounts that I review. Side note, today I'm going to focus on HubSpot as the CRM of choice. The variations of this will apply to other CRMs as well. So after working on and auditing hundreds of lead gen campaigns, I've identified 3 points where visibility consistently breaks down. Number 1, the UTMs or tracking disappear. The setup looks perfect in Google Ads, but the attribution never makes it into the CRM. So why is this? It's all about the form setup, which you think is simple, but it breaks down. Third-party form tools that don't pass the parameters into the CRM, cookie blocking, form redirects that strip the UTMs away. The result is that leads showing up in HubSpot as direct traffic, even though you paid $47 for that click. This is the most common issue I find. Second, CRM data quality is inconsistent. In my experience, the CRM is only as good as the discipline around it. If the deal stages don't get updated, deal values are missing, everything gets marked qualified regardless of fit. So even when attribution works, the data being sent back to Google Ads can't be trusted. And finally, number 3, offline conversions aren't configured. This is the critical gap. Google Ads knows someone filled out a form, but it never learns they became a customer. Smart bidding ends up optimizing for form fills that go nowhere instead of form fills that actually close into customers. And therefore, the algorithm is flying blind. So now let's work through our 3 solutions, or golden nuggets, like I like to call them. So number 1, the 3-tier conversion architecture. Here's what I teach. You don't track just one conversion. You architect 3 tiers and you layer them strategically. The best practitioners I work with all use this framework, but each with their own recipe. So tier 3 is the contact created. This is going to be your form fill. Set this as your primary conversion action so Google can bid on volume. But here's the critical distinction. Don't make your final optimization decisions based on this metric. You want to use it for learning, not for the decision making. Tier 2, marketing qualified leads. This is where the strategy gets sophisticated. Create a workflow like in HubSpot that automatically tags leads as marketing qualified. It could be based on their fit. So it could be job title, company size, budget signals. If it's a healthcare company, the correct insurance, whatever defines quality for your business. Then send that information back to Google Ads as a conversion. And a pro tip, you want to weight these middle tier conversions. If the average customer value is $5,000, set the MQL conversion value at approximately $500, which would be 10% of the expected value. This way, smart bidding isn't just optimizing for qualified leads, it's also optimizing for valuable qualified leads. The math matters here. And then finally, your tier 1, that's going to be your deal closed-won, the actual deals that turn into customers. Track this as a conversion. But you may have to set it to observe mode. And why is this? The reason is because B2B sales cycles typically run 30, 60, 90 days or longer. If you optimize this directly, you may not have enough data or sufficient conversion volume to learn from. But you absolutely need visibility into this for your reporting and analysis. And a pro tip, use HubSpot's deal created date for offline conversion timing, not the deal close date, because Google Ads requires the conversion to occur within 90 days of the click. And if someone clicked in January but didn't close until June, that data can't be utilized directly in the platform by the algorithm. All right, let's talk about golden nugget number 2, the HubSpot Ads dashboard secret. Once you connect your Google Ads to HubSpot, which takes about 60 seconds, you unlock a dashboard that fundamentally changes your analysis. You just have to go to marketing, ads, reports. Now you're viewing your campaigns next to your CRM data. So the interface will show you your standard metrics, your campaign name, your impressions, your clicks. But now you can also see how many contacts were created, how many deals were generated, what's the cost per contact, cost per deal, and so on and so forth. All of this in one unified view. Pro tip, what I like to do in order to get your best attribution, you can also go to your contacts and deals and create a filter to see all your contacts and deals, whether that first source was Google, whether the last source was Google, or it might even be in the middle, but you can sort it by every contact that has a GSIL ID, a Google Click ID, or if you're running a Facebook campaign, a Facebook Click ID. Golden nugget number 3 is the optimization snowball. Once you have complete visibility, connect Google Ads to your CRM. You unlock optimization layers that most PPCers never access. I think of this as a snowball effect. Each of the 4 layers builds on the previous one. Layer 1, campaign and keyword optimization. This is the obvious layer, right? Now you can shift budget to campaigns that are actually driving customers. But here's the nuance that separates good from great. Don't just analyze close rate in isolation. You also want to analyze that deal size. So imagine if you have a campaign that has a 15% close rate, but the deal size is $2,000, and another one that has an 8% close rate at a $12,000 average deal size. That lower close rate campaign has 3 times better economics because the average order value is higher. Layer 2, you can analyze landing pages better. You can identify which landing pages convert leads but don't produce customers. A free trial page might generate a high sign-up volume, but it will have a low close rate and just bring you tire kickers. A consultation booking page might have fewer conversions, but a 30% close rate, so the data is telling you where to redirect your traffic. You can also now, layer 3, optimize your audiences. Export your closed customer list from HubSpot and upload it as a customer match audience. You might want to create a qualify but not closed segment and run targeted nurture campaigns or retargeting campaigns. And the final layer, sales process diagnostics, which is leaning more away from Google Ads but to the CRM, this is the layer that nobody expects. The data could reveal that certain campaigns generate leads that never receive follow-ups. And this is something Menachem Ani recently posted on LinkedIn, right? A lead could sit there for 5 days before being contacted, right? So you can't fix these issues in Google Ads, but surfacing them creates organizational value beyond the platform. So the reality check. Let me be direct about the implementation. It requires actual work. You got to connect your accounts, configure your forms correctly, implement your UTM tracking, do your MQL tagging, configure your offline conversions, establish a CRM discipline within your organization, right? There are a lot of things, but here's the economic reality. If you're spending more than $5,000 a month on lead gen campaigns, this infrastructure pays for itself in just 1 month. So you got to do it in order to eliminate the underperformers and properly scale on the winners. So you face a choice. Continue optimizing for leads and hope they convert to customers, or implement systems that actually show you which leads become customers and optimize based on that reality. The practitioners who make this shift, who track customers instead of leads, these are the ones who successfully scale accounts. They're the ones who earn executive trust. They're the ones who become strategically indispensable. And frankly, in 2026, if you're still optimizing in form fills alone, like Brianne said, you're competing with one hand tied behind your back. This isn't optional anymore. It's foundational. Thank you so much. And back to you, Jyll.
Thank you so much, Danny, for sharing your unique perspectives and insights with us on the Zone. So many nuggets that I'm sure folks are going to have to watch the replay or tune into the podcast episode to take more notes. So thank you.